So my name is Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. I have Evolved Human Biology. I'm gonna show you this. And so anybody that ever thinks that I show off and that I'm a loser, they get that diffuser. So you can see how the wrinkles disappeared on my face when I said that, like right there particularly. And so anyways, I'm gonna prove that I have Evolved Human Biology. So first of all, I'm gonna go right over here, go right to my picture evidence. My picture evidence. So anyways, so let's see. Wow, there's a video. Oh, there we go. There's the picture. Okay, that was strange because that was a picture, but I couldn't see it. So anyways, so you can see here. You see right there, right along that, there's a muscle that this guy has. This guy has generation 1 biology. This is my son's arm. You can see he doesn't have that muscle that this guy has. And you can see how ripped my son's arms are. He has generation 1.5 biology. And so here's the description. He doesn't have the muscle that the guy with the darker hair has. And because my son has different biology than me and any other person on the planet. If you search online, there are over 500 species of sharks and over 11,000 species of birds. So why couldn't there be 3 species of human? Only a fool would deny this evidence. As you can see, and if you go to Godfrey Oliver Deedy on Facebook, I'll just show you how it's spelled. I'll just show you how it's spelled. It's spelled just like this, right? Like that at the bottom here, Godfrey Oliver Deedy. I spelled Deedy incorrectly on purpose. So anyways, so back over here to picture, so you can see that my son has different muscles in his forearm than every other male on the planet, probably even including myself. So now, okay, if you look at right here, you can see how this person has an ankle right here. This is typical generation 1 biology. This is my biology. You can see how I have an ankle. I have an ankle there. I have a ridge bone there, or a spur. I have a bone or a spur right there, and then I have a ridge right there. So, like, once again, clearly you can see the difference between that ankle right there, which is typical generation 1 biology, and then my biology, Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. So once again, you can see the ankle right there. You can see a bone or a bone spur right there, and you can see a ridge right there on my feet. And then I'll just show you here. So you can see this is my chest, Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. This is when I first got to the Syria hospital before I gained about 50 pounds. They put compounds in my food to make me gain weight. And you can see my pectoral muscles right there particularly. And I have a sun tattoo to show you my body right now. But you can see I have different pectoral muscles right there. So I'll just show you right here. So you can see my sun tattoo, and you see how much fat I gained on my pectoral muscle. But right there, that bone right there, that's called your xiphoid process. And it's different than any other male on the planet, possibly even my son. Like, he would be the only one that would have possibly the same xiphoid process as me. But any other person, any other male you see, other than, I call him Chase Smolder. He has a tattoo on his right forearm. I think it's his right forearm. It might be his left. Let's see. Oh, it's backwards. So let's see. So oh, it's on his left arm. He has a tattoo right there on his left arm. And, I call him Chase Smolder, and he's Mantastic Jr. And, Sandy Base, like, you can see that I have, that we have different musculature is, what it's called. And I'll just show you more proof of that. I'm just going to go here. I'll go to this is my Facebook profile, so I'll go to photos. And, So you can see right here. So I'm just gonna save this picture to my phone. Okay, they're not, how come? Or maybe I already have it on my phone. So it just took a while to load, so photo saved to device. So I'll just show you here the 3 different male muscles that there are on the planet. So you can see this is generation 1 biology. You can see the majority of men would have this biology. They try to say subliminally that this is generation 2, but it's not, because I was born in 1977, and the Canadian Olympic output went up after I was born. It didn't go down, right? Like, you know, there wouldn't be more generation 2 people at this point than there are generation 1 people on the planet. As I was just born in 1977, and it's 2025. I'm only 47 years old. So there couldn't be billions of people that have a different biology than me, that have more advanced biology than me. So anyways, this is generation 1 biology. This is my son's back muscles. You can see that it's different than this guy's back muscles right here. This guy's white. You can see that he has different back muscles than him. You can see that my son has different back muscles, and this is my back muscle. You can see how I have a V like this, and whereas like when you go over here to this guy has indentations on his back muscles. Once again, this guy's white, and this is, I'm white, and you can see how I have a V. I have no indentations whatsoever on my back muscles. This proves that there's 3 different species of human. Once again, there's over 500 species of sharks and over 11,000 species of birds. And you know, I'll just show you video proof. Like, anybody that pretends that that first guy has generation 2 biology, let's see him recover his wrinkles on film like I do. I'll just show you proof. Let me see anybody. Let's see them do this. Let's see their body do this on film. Let's see their body do this on film. So look, you can see how I got wrinkled. So you can see that's how the government wrinkles me right here. And watch the wrinkles disappear now. Let's see anybody that pretended that left picture was generation 2 biology and not generation 1. How come, if I have generation 1 biology, how come I'm able to recover, but any other person on the planet, except for my son, Chase Smolder, with the forearm tattoo on his left forearm, other than him, he's probably the only other male that would be able to recover on the planet without taking any medication. So look, you can see how I got wrinkled right there. Then watch this. See how it disappeared? That's our evolutionary DNA. I love you. He's Smolder, fantastic junior. Look, the wrinkles came back, and they like go like this, and then watch, and then they're gone. So look, you can see how I got wrinkled right there. You can see how I got wrinkled twice on film, and then the wrinkles disappeared, right? My name's Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. Nobody on the planet can do this. Like, how come when I go like that, how come my muscles change on my face? Let me see somebody control their facial muscles. Like, because there's this thing called brain-computer interface. I'll just show you what that is here. I'll show you what brain-computer interface is. I like to be sarcastic. I call myself Smarticus. Brain-computer interface. Let's see, brain, because I like AI overview because it always gives me a different response. Let's see what it says today. Brain-computer interface. Generating, let's see what it says. Brain-computer interface, also sometimes called brain-machine interface, is a system that allows direct communication between the brain and an external device. This technology translates brain activity into commands that can control external devices like computers or prosthetic limbs, or conversely allow external stimuli to influence the brain's activities. BCIs are being developed for various applications, including medical treatments, neurological conditions, assistive technologies for people with disabilities, and even for entertainment and gaming. So once again, so if the main thing here is can control external devices like computers or prosthetic limbs. So this means with a brain-computer interface, once they know, because your brain is made up of water. Your brain's made up of water, and mainly water. And in like 73% of your brain or something like that's made up of water. So actually, I'm just going to take a screenshot of this and pause this for a second. Okay, so you can see it says approximately 73 to 78% of the human brain is made up of water. So water is conductive. That means it conducts electricity, right? This is why we get shocked, or this is why when you walk across shag carpeting with socks on and you touch somebody, you inadvertently give them you shock them with static electricity, right? So we're conductive. So most conductive items, you could encode and decode a message on it. You could send a signal, and which could be encoded with sound or images. I'll just show you proof of that. So I'm just going to take a screenshot here. And once again, my name is Christian Eric Meyer. So those people right there, that's not me. That's me. So while most conductive materials can be used to transmit or record sound and images, they don't inherently encode them. They primarily act as a medium for carrying electrical signals that represent sounds or images. Specialized devices are needed to convert the sound waves or visual information into electrical signals, and then to decode the signals back into the original form. So basically, that's what your radio does. That's what your radio does. It the radio station transmits a signal, and then over on a certain frequency. And then you have a radio which is able to decode them and then hear those sounds as a sound, like sounds, and so you could hear the songs. So basically, with different devices. So that means our brain is capable with nanotechnology to transmit and receive signals and encode them and decode them, right? So that means they could implant thoughts or sounds into your head. And I'll just show you right here. So now I'll just show you this. Computer assisted telepathy, YouTube. So anyways, telepathy is mind-to-mind communication. So let's see, so right here, I watched this video before. There are other ones like that are newer, but I watched this video before. This is an 8-minute video where they're able to influence a yes-no decision remotely via computer with a headset on. And so that's computerized telepathy, so it is possible. So now I'm just gonna pause this and type in a fancy little query. So now let's see, is it possible with nanotechnology to encode a sound or an image and then decode it with another nanotechnological system, such as a brain-computer interface? Let's see, okay, so let's see, that was fast. Well, it's not currently possible with today's technology. The concept of encoding the sound of an image and decoding with brain-computer interface using nanotechnology is a fascinating area of research. It touches on the potential of it for advanced communication and sensory substitution, but faces significant hurdles in both encoding and decoding processes. And I think it's a fascinating concept, it's saying, right? So it's saying that it's technically possible, but it seems like they're basically saying that it's not possible right now because they would tell you that spies are capable of doing this. But basically, so let's see. I'm going to phrase it differently now. Is nanotechnology capable of encoding messages? Is nanotechnology capable of encoding messages? Yes, nanotechnology can encode messages. It involves using molecules to represent and transmit information, and the process is molecular communication. This differs from traditional communication methods that use electromagnetic or sound waves. Okay, so we can encode messages. So now let's see. I'm gonna get the internet to tell me the truth. Is nanotechnology capable of decoding messages? Yes, nanotechnology is capable of decoding messages primarily through the application of biomolecular communication and brain-machine interfaces. Researchers have actively developed methods to decode messages at the molecular level and to create interfaces that decode and interpret brain signals, potentially enabling communication and restoring lost functions. Wow. So basically, the internet lied to me. And I just got the internet to tell me the truth, because like my third last search, I'm like, well, hey, can nanotechnology encode and then with another nanotechnological system decode messages with brain-computer interface? And the internet lied to me. I'll just show you the message here. But then once I phrased it a different way, broke it down, it told me the truth. All right. So look, you can see how I got ring. So this basically means that people could have nanotechnology put in their system, like their body, without by eating or drinking, and then they're able to communicate and use brain-computer interfaces to hijack another human body. So that's basically what that means. So let's see. Well, it's not possible with the concept of encoding the sound of an image and then decoding with brain-computer interface. But I didn't mention biomolecular communication. If I would have said biomolecular communication, then it would have told me the truth. But I wasn't aware of that at my diminished level to be able to phrase it in such a way. But I went around, I beat around the bush, and then I found out the correct information. So once again, I proved in this video that computer-assisted telepathy is possible. So people are able to communicate with computers remotely and influence a yes/no decision by showing you that video on YouTube that proves that it's possible. And if you can influence a yes/no decision, that means you can make somebody buy a house, you can make somebody buy a car, you can make them fall in love with somebody, right? By influencing a yes/no decision. That's the most important decision process to make, is if you can influence somebody to say yes or no, then you can completely manipulate them, right? So now let's see. Once again, my name is Smarticus. So normally I use Smarticus moniker for being sarcastic, but now this time I'm going to use Smarticus to show you how smart I am. So let's see if the subconscious is malleable to subliminal messages. So malleable means you can mold them or shape. They always make me say hymen. That's a female virginity, and they made. But once again, with brain-computer interface, I just proved that they could hack my body, make typos. I have evolved human biology, and I've never once seen a pigeon smash their beak off the ground to get crumbs. They never miss. The pigeon never misses, and it's able to get the crumbs off the ground like quite fast. It doesn't go slow. It pecks fast, and it never smashes its beak off the ground. I have evolved human characteristics, so I should never miss. I should never make a typo. Is the human brain capable of, well, I guess the human psyche. Is the human psyche capable of being malleable to subliminal images that can orchestrate behavior. Okay, so they made me always make a typo there. This one new research with the found. Okay, so let's see it right there. It says can change. I like how this is written so far. Okay, so I don't want this advertisement, so where do I exit? I don't see the X. It's giving me no choice but to, okay, so I'm going to see if I could read what I want. I'm going to install cookies. Can change our brain. Okay, there we go. So that's all I need to read there. So once again, my name is Christian Meyer. So this says right here, the new research from the Valentin Drago's lab at the University of Texas at Houston suggests that subliminal images can change our behavior, brain activity, and behavior. So once again, with nanotechnology and biomolecular communication, you're able to encode and decode messages and sounds and images and communicate. And with the subliminal, your psyche is malleable, means it can be manipulated to change your behavior. So that means they can change your sexual orientation. They could make you buy something that or make you do things you would never do. So once again, if you could manipulate what somebody's able to do, you could change their behavior. And in Canada, I'll just show you how there's subliminal images. And so that means that there's a profiling system that a Gauss, Gauss, Tesla meter would have different readings. And you could download one of these apps from the Play Store or the iTunes and or whatever it is on Apple. It's not iTunes, it would be the App Store or whatever. iTunes is for music. But you would be able to download one of these and you would see how in Canada all services have a different magnetic reading and magnetic signature. Even wood is non-conductive unless it's wet or damp. And or there's iron or electromagnetic fields that are added to the wood to change its composition, right? So generally speaking, wood is an insulator and it shouldn't conduct anything. But Canada, like I'm complaining about parasitic humans. I'll just show you how there's a book by Stephanie Meyer, and her last name is spelled M-E-Y-E-R. My name's Christian Eric Arnie Meyer, spelled M-E-Y-E-R. She wrote a book about the host, talking about parasitic aliens. I'm talking about parasitic humans with the same premise, you know, and with encoding nanotechnology with or decoding it, you're able to, with brain-computer interface, you're able to influence and superimpose images over other people. I'll just show you right here. So this right here, you can see this on the left-hand side, this is my stepson, my former stepson, and on the right-hand side, this is me. And you can see the exact same mannerism, the exact same biology, how his lips are pursed compared to how my lips are pursed. And this is him, his body being superimposed over mine. Now I'm going to show you another picture, and unfortunately, maybe, oh shit, I don't know his last name. Damn. But there's a patient at the Surya Hospital who I'll just show you I take pictures of my face, and I'll show you, in every single picture I look different because different people are superimposed over my body with brain-computer interface. I'll just show you right here. There's several of them. Where's my face? So, where is it? This one right here. This one looks like Tyler. And this is what Tyler looks like. No, non-organic, show him what Tyler looks like. That's what Tyler looks like. And you can see how I have wrinkles in that picture. And then let's see. There's a guy, I call him Fat Mark. He has a son named Taylor and a daughter named Mariah. And let's see. So my face is kind of skinny in this video. So this is probably prior to June 26th when he came back to the hospital. July 4th, okay, no. So let's see. But, here we go. Look how fat I look in these pictures. Look how fat I look in this picture. So let's see when this is. Look how fat I am in this picture. And this is July 1st. But now I'm going to go down here and I'll show you like this one right here. This is going to be prior to July 26th. July 25th. July 25th. So now, like, so there's my picture right there. And now I'll show you, as soon as he came back, I started getting gray hair in my beard. He came back on July 26th. And I took pictures on, where is it? No, it's not here. But I made a video on my YouTube June 18th. I took right here. You can see this one that show the white hair. This one shows the white hair. But I did take pictures of, it's probably this one right here, this video. Let's see when this is. This is June 18th. This is the one, June 3rd, my face. So no, this one wouldn't show it. But you can see here, look how dark my mustache is there compared to today. Look how light my mustache is right now. Look how light my mustache is compared to that image right there that I just showed you from June 3rd. It's because people superimpose themselves. So my biology changes, my physiology changes accordingly. Like you can see right here, look at my goatee. Look how dark my goatee is there in May. And then I'll go up to here, the same type of picture, and look how light my goatee is here in June. But once again, down in May, look how dark it is here. And then, so I'll put the images side by side so I could compare them. So you can see here, I'm gonna zoom into it, but you can clearly see the difference. You can see the difference in so look at the color of my beard here. This is July, and this is May. Look at the difference in my goatee. Look how dark it is. And so now I'll play a video from on my YouTube channel from June 18th, and I took pictures underneath my beard, like underneath my chin, and my beard, and it was all coming in black stubble. And then on July 26th, as soon as Fat Mark, who's the parent, he has 3 kids, like 25, 27, and 20, I believe are their ages, but one of them's name's Tyler, Mariah, and I don't know the third one, but one of them's pregnant. I was able to gather that information. So let's say go to videos. So I'm just going to pause a second. So you can see right here, it says no gray stubble, June 18th, 2025. So I'll just play the video. So you're going to have to, okay, well, so you can see right here. I'm just going to pause it here and then take a screenshot. And you can see black hair there, like right here, right there. I have gray hair right now, but you can see it's black. This is why I filmed this video, because I knew that I was recovering at this point and that they were going to give me gray hair, and I wanted proof that I have black stubble so they wouldn't give me gray hair. And as you can see right here, so I'm going to show you the exact same, that angle now, and you can see, watch, I'll go to the pictures here. And you're going to see that I don't have, where's the screenshot? So right here, that's all black stubble. That's all black stubble right there, particularly right here where I currently have gray hair. And then that's all black stubble. That's all black stubble right there. You can clearly see that it's black stubble. And then right here, there's more black stubble. There's no white hair that came in. It's all black. But now, look under, once again, my name is Christian Eric Arnie Meyer, and then look under my chin. Look at all the white hair that I have under my chin right now, particularly right there. So they usually make that one blurry. So I'm going to go into a different room here. When I try to do it under my chin, they usually make it blurry. So you can see the gray hair right there. So that time it should show up. You can clearly see how, look how white my hair is. Who goes that white in less than a month? And this only occurred after fat. Like, watch, there's people, watch my face when I disconnect ugly fat people and skinny people from my face. You see my face change? That's brain computer interface. These are people that superimpose themselves over me to change how I look. Like, and I did say good looking people. So disconnect ugly, good looking people, skinny and fat people, young and old people from me. And look at how my face changed. And see this right here, I'll show you, like this has happened since I've been at the Surrey Hospital, since I got pimples. I'll show you, like in my pictures from May, I didn't have those. I didn't have that. I take pictures of myself every day because my body changes so often. You can see in May, I didn't have that on my face. Like, how is this possible to get scarred while you're at the hospital? Like, this is how they made me look in January. Once again, Christian Eric Meyer. That's how they made my eyes look in January. And the doctor, I'm like, well, I showed him this picture. Like, I had a printout of it, and then I showed him like how I look now. And so once again, well, first of all, here you can see I don't have that scar on my face right there, and or right here. Like, this is okay. I do have it in June. Let's see. Right here, I don't have it. I don't have it in May. This is in May 9th, 2025. I didn't have it at that point. And it's how this is how I looked May 4th. This is what the government of Canada does to me. They gas me in certain locations to make me look like that. Then, like, that was that day. And then later on, oh, I don't have it. But later on that day, this could have been later on that day, I recovered. This is how my eyes look. My body rejuvenates. And then they pretend I don't have evolved human characteristics, but they offered me money to buy my blood in the past. But then they pretend I, Christian Eric Meyer, don't have exotic characteristics. Right, so in this video, I proved that I'm a different species, and that, like, I showed you the video where I was like with my son, where I had wrinkles and they disappeared on cue, and who could change their biology, their facial muscles just like that, without brain-computer interface. Like, they add nanotechnology in my body against my will. I wouldn't want nanotechnology. I wouldn't want to suffer so other people could benefit off my biology. Why I meant to show you this. So I'm going to prove. Because once again, my last name is Meyer, and I'm talking about parasitic humans. And I'm just going to so anyways, this is, before I get there, before I find the picture. So this is what I look like at 19. You can see there's my face. And this is what the second last Russian Tsar looked like. You can see we have the same face. And I'm saying I'm royal. You can see, look at this, is George VI. He looks like me. My family went to a royal wedding. And I'm a descendant of the sex that occurred at that wedding. So let's see what's not in this one. Stephanie Meyer. This must be under technology. Technology. I've been told by two people I'm the smartest person they've ever met. And so this is my son. Dad, in my English class, sometimes my eyes turn red and blue. Only in my English class. That's strange, and most likely technology. That's what I said. Let's see, where is Stephanie Meyer? I don't see the screenshot here. I'm just going to pause this for a second. Oh, anyways, before I do, this is, you can see a face right there. It looks like myself, Christian Eric Meyer. This is on Asphalt in Toronto, and it wouldn't be James. He's a patient at the Surrey Hospital. It wouldn't be him because he was never in Toronto at that moment in time. This is the sidewalk paint they put on sidewalks since 2016, since they had geocaching. They allow other Canadians to hunt other Canadians that are set up with brain-computer interface suits. So you can see this is the exact same spelling as my name. It's a 2008 fiction romance novel by Stephanie Meyer. The book is about Earth in a post-apocalyptic time being invaded by parasitic alien race. So I'm complaining about parasitic humans who are using brain-computer interface and superimpose themselves and leech characteristics off me. And I'll just show you now. I was born in 1977. Canada in 1976, they went from 27th in the 1976 Olympics. They went from 27th. They boycotted the 1980 Olympics, and then in 1984 they went to 6th place. How did they jump 21 places in one Olympics? It's because my evolutionary biology, which I showed you, I have different musculature than any other human. And I proved in this video how smart I am. They steal my attributes. They use my attributes to be able to do things. Like, you know, I'll just show you another thing. Like how I sent an email to the Canadian National Institute for the Blind. So first I'll show you the Olympics. Then I'll show you how I got artificial intelligence to tell me that it's theoretically possible for me. I solve blindness. That's how smart I am. You know how many Nobel Prizes I'm going to get in the future? I've been first in the world in 2 games, ranked #1 out of every human that played those games. So before I get to the Olympics, it's not that I'm having disorganized thinking. I'm just scrolling through my pictures and I just happen to see this picture and it's relevant to my storyline. I'm saying that my family went to this wedding. It's August 28th, 1871. Princess Louise was there and a child of Queen Victoria and John Campbell. I'll show you proof that while I'm looking for the Olympic thing here. I'm just going through my screenshots here. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I'm just gonna pause it. I'll go. I'll just research on the internet, but I'll just show you the wedding invitation real fast. So basically, the doctor saying I have schizoaffective disorder, so I wouldn't be able to show you that with the wedding invitations, and then the Olympics. So here is the wedding invitation. You can see how it says Campbell right there, and then Princess right there, and then 1871 there, August right there, on the 28th of August right there. So that's the front of the wedding invitation. Here's the back of the wedding invitation. My grandfather's name, my official grandfather's name is Jack. Jack, Mr. and Mrs. Colin Campbell. So he was a field marshal, and I look like him. My mother's brother looks like him. And my dad looks like him. So let's see. Maybe it's in this one here. Okay, so I'm just going to pause it. Well, actually, I'll just search online. So they were 27th place. They boycotted the 1980 Olympics because they were in Moscow. So I was, in 1984, I was 7 years old, and they went to 6th place. How is this possible? I'm talking about parasitic aliens. 6th place in the medal count. So I'm still looking for one other thing here, but you could look. This is called the BAM 100. It's a U.S. patent 9186071B2, and it shows all the different sensors or implants that could be implanted in the human body. So you can see here how it has the vision, the EEG. That's an electroencephalogram. That's seeing what your brain's doing, what your hearing's doing, what your heart's doing, toxins, your blood pressure, and glucose, and it could all be controlled or viewed over a cell phone. And if you see by the cell phone, there's an antenna, so it's an old patent. And with nanotechnology, it's all wireless. And once again, with biomolecular communication with nanotechnology, you can encode and decode messages, and basically a brain-computer interface can communicate. So here it was. I found that. So what was the? So right here, people cannot hear dog whistles because they emit ultrasonic frequency, sounds above the range of human hearing. So if scientists know this, they know they're able to figure out our sounds and amplify them and hear them remotely. It should be pretty much elementary. I've been, once again ranked first in the world in 2 games. One of them was a math game, and I've been told by 2 people I'm the smartest person they've ever met. And there was one other thing I was looking at, but they are jamming my brain right now to try to get me to forget it. And so screenshots, it's probably under screenshots. I'll see it. Stephanie Meyer. So I'm just gonna go through here and see. Oh, okay. I wanted to show you some things here. So once again, my family went to this royal wedding on August 28th. So once again, my family was at this wedding. So now I'll just show you some pictures. So you can see how this individual looks like me. This is Princess Louise, the woman that got married. This was Edward VII. He looks like me. So I guess I'll pretty much finish up this video here. Princess Lena. This is Beatrice. She looks like me. Here's George VI. He looks like me. And his brother Edward VIII looks like my twin. And There's Edward VIII. He looks like my twin. And I believe he's most likely my grandfather, because my grandmother was living in England at the time. So you can see this is how smart I am. I watched a video a few years ago, and this is what the human brain looks like, synapses of the human brain. And then this is what galactic clusters look like. So I thought that we could be inside God's brain. And then I'll just show you how I stumbled across a Facebook post that had the same thing. And Homer, a Greek philosopher, had the same thought 3,000 years ago. So where is Facebook? So I'm just going to pause it for a second. So here's a post on Facebook that I seen: the human brain may mirror the universe. Some physicists and neurologists found that the structure of the neural network of the brain looks astonishingly similar to large-scale structure of the universe, suggesting nature repeats itself, patterns across scales. So you can see this was from July 9th. So I'll just show you here that where is it? And there's screenshots. So this is how smart I am. So this is July. So this was sometime in June. Let's see when the screenshot was. So this was July 4th. So I came with it. I seen this 5 days later. So the fact that I probably put this on YouTube could have been the fact that AI, artificial intelligence, made it show up on my Facebook feed. So anyways, here's the guy right here. This was Homer. He had that thought 3,000 years ago. So this is two examples of how smart I am. Once again, my name is Christian Eric Meyer. One of the nurses just came and did my blood pressure, and this is who they made me. They simulate my blood pressure on. So the Canadian government's going to look astonishingly inept once I show them, once the world sees how capable I am in my blood pressure. And they didn't follow any directives, any protocol. Like, of all the maneuvers I made in the subliminal system. And my subconscious knows, like, that's my subconscious. And so they're all going to be... they're going to have punishments, and they're my subordinates. I am the sovereign. I'm going to be the true sovereign of Canada, and that's the British Commonwealth. We're part of it. That's why the Queen is on the $20 bill, and there's a spot on the 50 right there, that on the $50 bill, that shows on Lester Pearson's ear, that shows that Christian Eric Meyer is the true sovereign. If you look under with a microscope, it's going to say that, but they're pretending. And on the $10 bill. On the $10 bill, I was supposed to be on the $100 bill overtly, my full face, my real face, without any covert images, come June, and that's why they put me in the hospital in May. So once again, this is how smart I am. Like, first of all, like, there's an old person here. Her name's Ellen. She's 70 years old, and she couldn't recall whether or not she took her medication throughout the day. So then I instantly had a thought, well, you know what they need? They need a medical dispensing unit, like where you put all your pills in, and then you have your thumbprint or your fingerprint, basically. So it's like, well, have you taken your pills today? As soon as you put your fingerprint on it, it'll tell you whether or not you've already taken your pills today for people, geriatrics. So that's one idea how smart I am. And then yesterday I was watching police, and there was a high-speed pursuit. And side note, first of all, the guy used his vehicle as a battering ram, and he wasn't diagnosed with psychotic tendencies. But the doctor, Agbana, at the Syria hospital, he said that since I've refused blood work, his psychosis by refusing blood investigations. The guy's an idiot. That's a fancy way of saying he's psychotic because he refused to get blood work done. So anyways, like I seen this high-speed pursuit, and the guy used the car as a battering ram, and he just was criminally charged, and he wasn't diagnosed with any mental health issues because they didn't say so in the video. But anyway, so it made me think cars, like police, could have a system so their lights are flashing, and then it come on the radio station. Because like people could be listening to loud music in their car, and they're not even aware that the lights are on, and the police are trying to pull them telling them to pull over. So they could be not even aware of that, like for several seconds, right? So this way, if they have the system where the lights come on, and then it overrides the radio station and say, hey, this is the police, pull over, right? And also they could also have, so as the lights are flashing, it's going like this, it would hit the tail lights, and it would override the system and then shut and kill the engine. right? Eliminated high-speed pursuits. That's how smart I am. Christian Eric Arnie Meyer. The government keeps me poor because of how smart I am. These parasitic humans that steal my attributes and my acclaim. You know, I've been ripped off in innovation. I've been ripped off a fourplex, 4 two-bedroom apartments. I'm homeless because I didn't have reasonable enjoyment of my premise. Like my property, I paid rent, and the landlord knew I smoked prior to going there, moving in, and then they had a butt can by the front door, but they weren't able to sell any cons in the subliminal system. So then they start stashing the chair. They started stashing the chair. There'd be a table. They'd put the chair underneath the staircase, and then I'd go every day. I'd go out and I'd pull the chair, I'd put it by the table, like any reasonable human that has a table. They want a chair by the table. Right? But then they would stash the chair. So I get to sue my landlord for a T2 for unreasonable enjoyment of my premise. But I went to the police station, and as soon as I went to the police station, this individual, right, like they did that intentionally here, but there's nobody here. And so this individual right there, I felt 3 dabs of liquid on my leg, nanotechnology. I felt it being installed on my body. Then I'm like, okay, well, could you help me out? He's like, well, based on the Innkeepers Act. I'm like, no. Have you ever called the landlord tenant board? He's like, no. I'm like, how long have you been a cop for? He's like, 20 years. I'm like, so you've been a cop for 20 years and you've never called the landlord tenant board, but you're telling me that you can't help me because of a law that you think you know, but you haven't called to verify. He's like, yeah. Right, so I'm going to sue him. His badge number 7402. I've been homeless. I had to sleep on the street, sewer grates, to stay warm in the wintertime as they would burn me and freeze me simultaneously. 7402. I can't wait. I'm gunning for your badge.